Wake up and conquer, warriors. The grind never sleeps. Your destiny awaits. Take absolute control of your...
John,
Yes,
please stop shouting at 8 a.m. My tea hasn't even finished brewing.
sorry. I watched an aggressive motivational video while brushing my teeth, and an uncontrollable urge took over my body to test the dialogue out loud.
How did it feel coming out of your mouth?
Profoundly and deeply unnatural. It felt like I was trying to sell myself an overpriced sports car with no brakes straight into a brick wall.
A sports car with no brakes?
A very polished, hyper-caffeinated sports car, straight into Monday morning chaos.
That is definitely not who we are.
No 4:30 a.m. ice baths, no 50-page journaling sessions before sunrise, no completely reconstructing your personality before you've had breakfast.
We don't have the emotional bandwidth for that kind of lifestyle, and quite honestly, neither does anyone listening to us right now.
So what do we have the energy for?
Exactly 60 better seconds. That's where real life begins.
I love that this show consistently advocates for making things smaller and more manageable instead of intimidatingly massive.
That is completely intentional. Every second social media post is screaming at people to transform their entire existence before the kettle boils. We are proposing the exact opposite.
We're intentionally going small.
Exactly, because most people on a busy weekday morning don't need a bigger, more demanding morning. They need a significantly kinder one.
Oof. Say that line one more time, a little slower for everyone.
A kinder morning, not a bigger one.
That needs to be printed on a coffee mug immediately.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Daily Podcast, your cozy, practical place to learn natural English through honest conversations about everyday life. I'm Sara.
And I'm John, currently recovering from my brief and embarrassing career as a high-intensity motivational speaker.
Today we are exploring morning motivation, the realistic, gentle kind that actually survives a hectic Tuesday, not the shouting kind that leaves you feeling exhausted before you leave the bedroom.
This episode is dedicated to anyone who opens their eyes at 6:30 a.m. and immediately feels like they're already 3 hours behind on life. Pressure from unread messages, household chores, workplace deadlines, finances.
Or just that awful default smartphone alarm sound. That noise doesn't say, "Good morning, sunshine, welcome to a fresh new day." It screams, "Get out of bed immediately, your peace has expired."
So today, we are not trying to overhaul your entire 12-hour schedule.
Like John said, you don't need a massive, elaborate routine. You just need to protect the very first minute before the noisy world grabs hold of your attention.
Later in the episode, during Word Tour, we will break down 6 rich, natural vocabulary words from our chat today.
And in Say It Better, we'll give you clean, expressive phrasing to talk about your daily stress and morning habits with confidence. John, tell me honestly, what is the very first thought that invades your mind the second you wake up?
It is certainly not a gentle greeting, I can assure you that.
What does it look like?
It feels like an aggressive office manager wearing a suit kicks open the bedroom door holding an enormous clipboard.
An office manager with a clipboard?
Yes, and he immediately starts reading an endless list of demands while I'm still horizontal under the blanket. Check that urgent email from yesterday. Did you pay the water bill? Where's your left shoe? Don't forget that 10 a.m. meeting. Why are you still lying down?
That sounds completely relentless.
Relentless is the exact word. It doesn't knock politely or wait for me to stretch. It bursts in and immediately starts rearranging all the furniture in my brain.
That image is terrifying and hilarious at the same time. Uninvited house guests rearranging your mental living room before sunrise.
And the worst part is, for years, I believed that was just normal. I thought you wake up,
Open the door for the anxiety, serve it coffee, and let it dictate the entire tone of the day.
I used to have a very similar struggle during my university years. I would open my eyes and immediately start having imaginary arguments in my head.
Rehearsing debates with people who weren't even awake yet?
Exactly. Defending decisions I hadn't made, anticipating conflicts that never actually happened. I would be completely drained before my feet even touched the floor.
That is such a specific kind of mental exhaustion.
It really is. And that's the common trap. We give away our first minute to whatever is the loudest, most stressful signal around us.
So who should that first 60 seconds actually belong to?
It belongs to you. Just you, in silence, before the rest of the world gets a turn.
Okay, Sarah, let me push back on this for a second. That concept sounds wonderful and poetic when we talk about it into a podcast microphone.
Go ahead, give me the real-world reality check.
Real people have chaotic mornings, children crying because they can't find their lunchboxes, dogs barking to go outside, public buses leaving in 7 minutes, alarm clocks failing.
Completely true.
And when someone in that situation hears a podcast host whisper, just take a mindful, quiet moment, it can sound like advice from someone who has never washed a dirty frying pan in their entire life.
Has your kitchen sink seen a dirty frying pan today?
My kitchen sink currently contains 3 unresolved architectural mysteries from last night's dinner.
Mine too. Look, I am not a naturally serene, picture-perfect morning person. I had to learn this lesson after repeatedly sabotaging myself.
Sabotaging yourself? How?
A few years ago, I bought into the internet hype and built what I called my ultimate peak performance morning protocol.
Oh boy. How many steps was this protocol?
9 separate steps before 7 a.m.
9 steps? Sarah, that's not a personal routine. That's the administration of a small European country.
It really felt like one. Step 1, wake up at 5:15 a.m. without hitting snooze. Step 2, drink room temperature lemon water. Step 3, 15 minutes of yoga stretching. Step 4, write 3 pages in a gratitude journal. Step 5, meditate in total darkness. Step 6, review annual life goals. Step 7, prepare a protein-rich smoothie. Step 8, cold shower. Step 9, read 10 pages of educational nonfiction.
I feel tired just listening to you read the checklist. How long did that small government survive?
Exactly 1 day and a half.
A day and a half?
By Tuesday lunchtime, I had skipped the yoga, abandoned the journal, forgot the life goals, and was standing over the kitchen counter eating dry toast while frantically answering work emails.
Because the plan was too fragile for reality.
Exactly. The routine didn't collapse because I was lazy. It collapsed because it was designed for a fictional human being living in a vacuum with 0 real-life responsibilities.
You sabotaged your peace by trying to make the routine too complex.
Exactly. If even someone who loves notebooks and lists like me couldn't maintain 9 steps, what chance does a normal person have on a chaotic morning?
None at all. That's why you have to shrink the goal until it is virtually indestructible.
Exactly. That's when I stopped trying to build a massive morning routine and started protecting just 1 minute instead.
What does that 1 minute actually do? It doesn't stop the bus from leaving on time, and it doesn't delete 50 unread emails from your inbox.
Think of stress like a driver and your morning like a car.
Okay, I like car metaphors. Walk me through this.
Stress is allowed to sit inside the vehicle. In fact, stress can sometimes be useful. It alerts you to traffic hazards, reminds you of appointments, and gets your feet moving when you're late.
Stress has a legitimate job to do.
Exactly. But if you let stress grab the steering wheel the very second you open your eyes, it drives at maximum speed, runs through every red light, ignores every turn, and screams at random pedestrians out the window.
My internal stress definitely screams at pedestrians, metaphorically and sometimes literally when someone cuts me off in the roundabout.
That 60-second quiet moment isn't about throwing stress out of the car into the street. It's simply making sure stress doesn't sit in the driver's seat first.
That is such a helpful way to visualize it, because when I rush blindly in the morning, I'm not just hurrying quietly, I'm mentally insulting myself the entire time. Why did you stay up so late? Why didn't you pack your bag last night? Why are you always behind?
That's not a helpful driver. That's a driver who is simultaneously shouting insults from the passenger seat.
Exactly. So taking 60 seconds before touching your phone is just putting your own hands back on the wheel.
And to keep your hands on the wheel, you don't need an elaborate speech. You just need one grounding sentence that you actually believe.
But this is where I get suspicious again, Sarah. Some of those daily affirmations people repeat in front of mirrors sound so completely fake.
Give me an example of an affirmation that makes your eyes roll.
Today, I am overflowing with boundless light, radiant energy, and limitless productivity. I tried saying something like that into the bathroom mirror on a rainy Thursday morning at 6:45 a.m. I looked at my reflection with dark circles under my eyes, and my own face looked back at me and whispered, "Who are you trying to lie to?"
Your face knows your credit score, your sleep debt, and your entire history. It doesn't trust generic slogans.
Exactly. An affirmation that feels like a lie doesn't bring calm, it just creates irritation because your brain knows it isn't true.
So what is the alternative?
A sentence that is honest and kind at the exact same time.
For example, instead of pretending everything is totally magical, you say, I feel a bit behind, but I can begin steadily from right here.
That doesn't deny the messy reality.
Right. It doesn't pretend the dishes aren't dirty or the inbox isn't full. It just acts like a small, solid handle you can hold on to when everything else is moving too quickly.
A handle, that's a much better image than a decorative poster.
A good sentence is something conducive to calm, meaning it actually creates the right environmental conditions for peace to exist because it is truthful enough for your mind to accept.
Conducive, like how a quiet, dark bedroom is conducive to deep sleep, and checking notifications at 2 a.m. is conducive to an anxiety attack.
Exactly that usage. My honest morning sentence is very simple. Do not start the day by picking a fight with yourself.
That is wonderfully direct and very true to who you are.
Now, here is where most productivity advice goes completely off the rails.
How so?
People say, okay, tonight before bed, choose your affirmation sentence, set out your meditation pillow, lay out your workout clothes, prepare your herbal tea bag, and leave your smartphone in another room.
And suddenly the peaceful 60 seconds has turned into a brand new high-stress homework assignment.
Exactly. And I know what happens next for 90% of us. You follow the perfect checklist on Monday, you manage it on Tuesday, you forget it on Wednesday, and by Thursday morning you feel guilty for failing your own relaxation protocol.
Which completely defeats the original purpose. Now you're stressed about not being peaceful enough.
Exactly. That's why we need to streamline the entire concept down to what I call a rescue point.
Break down what a rescue point is.
A rescue point is not an elaborate routine. It is one tiny, non-negotiable anchor that you can execute even on the worst, most chaotic morning of your year.
Like a life raft. A life raft doesn't have a sofa or a dining table. It just has to keep you floating until the storm calms down.
Exactly. What is your personal rescue point, John?
Mine is water before screen.
Explain that.
Before I unlock my smartphone or glance at a single notification icon, I must drink one full glass of water. If the house is messy or I woke up late, that's fine, but the water goes in before the digital noise begins.
That is simple enough that even an exhausted, half-awake version of you can pull it off without failing.
What is yours, Sarah?
Mine is curtains before inbox.
Light before data.
Yes, opening the curtains and letting real daylight hit my eyes before the blue light of a screen fills my head. That small act of seeing the morning sky feels genuinely invigorating.
Invigorating, giving you that fresh spark of life to get started.
And for our English learners tuning in, your rescue point could be as simple as speaking one single honest English phrase aloud while your coffee brews. I am learning step by step. One small practice session today is enough.
You don't need an hour of complex grammar drills at 6:50 a.m. No one needs advanced participle clauses before their first cup of coffee.
Especially not us, and we talk for a living.
That brings us smoothly to our dedicated vocabulary segment, Word Tour.
Let's slow down and examine 6 powerful, natural words and phrases that appeared throughout our conversation today.
Word, relentless. 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 Describes something that continues without stopping, easing, or yielding, usually in an intense or exhausting way. Example: her morning worries were relentless until she took a few minutes to breathe and write them down. Collocation note: we often hear relentless thoughts, relentless pressure, or relentless pace.
Word 2, sabotage. Sa-bo-tage. To sabotage means to deliberately or accidentally damage, hinder, or undermine a plan, system, or personal progress. Example: you sabotage your own focus when you leave 20 browser tabs open while trying to write. Usage note: in daily conversation, we frequently talk about self-sabotage, making our own lives harder without meaning to.
Word 3, conducive. 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 If something is conducive to a situation or feeling, it helps create the ideal conditions for that good result to happen. Example: a tidy desk and soft lighting are conducive to calm and productive studying. Grammar tip: it is almost always paired with the preposition to, conducive to calm, conducive to learning.
Word 4, streamline. Streamline. To streamline something means to simplify it by removing unnecessary steps, clutter, or complications, making it smoother and more efficient. Example: we need to streamline our morning schedule so the kids don't feel rushed before school.
Rescue point. Rescue point. A rescue point is a simple, dependable habit or mental boundary that you return to in order to regain your emotional balance when things go wrong. Example: drinking a quiet glass of water before looking at my phone is my daily rescue point.
Invigorating. In-vig-er-ating. Something that is invigorated makes you feel fresh, energized, lively, and full of vitality. Example: a brisk 5-minute walk in the cool morning air can be surprisingly invigorating.
Now let's transition into Say It Better, where we transform basic, flat sentences into expressive, natural English.
Sentence 1. Basic/textbook. I am very stressed when I wake up.
Say it better. My morning often starts with stress before I even have time to catch my breath. Why it works? Catch my breath creates a vivid, relatable picture of how rapidly the pressure arrives.
Sentence 2. Basic/textbook. I think too much about bad things in the morning.
Say it better. My anxious thoughts can be relentless first thing in the morning. Why it works? Relentless and the natural phrase first thing in the morning elevate the sentence instantly.
Sentence 3. Basic, textbook. I ruin my day by checking my phone.
Say it better. I sabotage my peace of mind by rushing straight into digital noise. Why it works? Sabotage my peace of mind is sophisticated and accurately describes the psychological impact.
Sentence 4. Basic. Textbook. I need a peaceful morning environment.
Say it better. I want to make my first waking moments more conducive to calm. Why it works? Conducive to calm sounds thoughtful, precise, and articulate.
Sentence 5. Basic. Textbook. I need to make my daily routines simpler.
Say it better. I need to streamline my morning with one small rescue point. Why it works? It replaces the vague idea of a routine with a concrete, realistic solution.
Sentence 6. Basic. Textbook. A cold shower gives me good energy.
Say it better. A splash of cold water feels genuinely invigorating. Why it works? Genuinely invigorating sounds far more expressive than just gives me good energy. Now let's hear how these upgraded expressions connect into a natural B2 level spoken reflection.
For years, my morning often started with stress before I have time to catch my breath. My thoughts were relentless, and I frequently sabotaged my peace by rushing straight into messages. Now I'm trying to make my first few minutes more conducive to calm. I've streamlined my habits down to one simple rescue point: opening the curtains before touching my phone, which feels surprisingly invigorating.
And for our B1 learners who want a clean, simple, and equally powerful alternative,
Mornings used to be overwhelming for me. I always woke up feeling behind. Now I protect my first quiet minute with one honest sentence and one glass of water before looking at screens.
Both versions are clear, natural, and authentic. You don't have to force every complex word into a single conversation. Pick the words that feel comfortable and genuine for you.
Tomorrow morning, when your alarm sounds, don't feel pressured to become a brand new human being or conquer the world before breakfast.
Just take that first 60 seconds back. Choose one honest, kind sentence and establish your own small rescue point.
We would love to hear from you in the comment section below. What is your personal morning rescue point? Is it water before screen, opening the window, or brewing your tea in silence?
Leave a comment, share your favorite phrase from today's episode, and let us know how you protect your peace of mind.
Thank you so much for spending your valuable morning or evening with us on English Daily Podcast. Keep practicing, keep speaking with confidence, and we will see you in the next episode.
Take care of yourselves, everyone. Have a wonderful, peaceful day. Bye-bye.